Alright guys, it's time to talk about Pyth Network on the channel once again. And just before I talk about Pyth Network, I want to thank you all. We just hit 1,000 subscribers today, so I really appreciate it, guys. And yeah, let's jump into Pyth Network here. Now, I did a video on the 9th of February, and that was here, guys. And the title was Pyth Network at a bottom finally, and there was a question mark. And truly, I believe Pyth has kind of hit a bottom. On this candle here, that was pretty much the low, and I don't believe we're going to get any lower for this cycle unless, we have something drastic happen, guys. Pyth is a very good project. It's, the rival basically to Chainlink, and even if it captures just a small share of what Chainlink has, that'll be excellent, So I have to, believe that this is probably the bottom. We just have really no more time in this cycle, and the altcoins are just ready. They're primed, guys. And we haven't really seen, an altcoin season yet. So I think if you got Pyth down here at, 16.3 or whatever it was, 0.4, perfect buy. It's really amazing, guys. I have enough Pyth myself. I actually picked up my wife some Pyth not long ago. I think it was maybe a week or so ago. So yeah, she may have got some down here at this level. But yeah, I mean, right now it is struggling with the 25-cent mark pretty much here. This green line, this is a resistance at the moment. You can see on Valentine's, it tried to break through, but it didn't get enough love, guys. Got pushed back almost all the way down to this 19.3 green line, which is support, and it's close enough where I would say it pretty much got a bounce there, and now is on a second attempt here trying to break 25 cents. So let's take a look at the RSIs, guys, real quick. Relative strength and stochastic. Now we're looking at this on a daily first. A little bit overbought here on the Stoch. Now it is pointed to the upside with the RSI, so that looks okay. Not too bad. Weekly actually looks great. It's oversold on the Stoch, and it's coming up, and it's below, the midpoint here in this neutral zone, but it is pointed up. So both of these look excellent. Now, there's probably not enough history here. Yeah, for the monthly, guys, there's still not enough history for Pyth. It's still relatively early. Because this chart only goes back to like February. So basically Pyth is about a year old. Now lower time frames on the 4-hour, you can see that it is a little bit overbought here on the RSI, and it is curving down now on the Stoch RSI. So that isn't too great on the 4-hour. 1-hour, again, pointed down here on both. 15-minute for fun. Let's just take a look. Now, doesn't look too bad in the Stoch. But it is kind of slightly pointed downwards on the RSI. So basically, lower time frames, guys, 15-minute, 1-hour, 4-hour, these lower time frames, not so good. I would say if I have to take in this information like it is with the Stochs and the RSI, yeah, I would say basically short term you're going to see a pullback. But long term, guys, this still has a move in it. So I don't believe it probably will break this line today, although it is above it right now. We do have an hour and 15 minutes to go, but I just think it's going to run out of steam here in the short term. So let's see. If it closes a candle above this line, excellent. That's probably about where it's going to stop, if anything. I don't think it's going to get much higher than where it is right now. But I do think it will find resistance here at 25, maybe close the candle under, and let's see in the next day or two if it can push through. Now, another thing, you can kind of see a W pattern here if I kind of zoom out, and this is kind of what you want to see. You want to see a long-term downtrend like this, and then you see a W. If you see this, like where my cursor is right now, so you have the W pattern just like this. And, this should always be higher than this, this little low here. So you should have a little bit higher low. Now, we have broken that neckline, so that is a good thing to see. Now, it's not going to be a mega move. Basically, you take this and measure, down here to the bottom like this. And if I'm going to move this to the neckline, it's about right there. So technically, we should move to about, 29 cents, just because we have kind of a small W pattern here. But this is the daily time frame, guys. So yeah, I do believe we will eventually move to 29 cents, probably relatively soon, but just not today. I just think we're going to have too much resistance today. There's not enough, strength in this movement left on the short term, unfortunately. So taking a look at Pyth and the tokenomics, guys, there is 10 billion max supply. Now, only about 36% of this is out at the moment, and all-time high was $1.20. So you're getting about a 80% discount at the moment, guys. Not a bad deal, and I do think it's going to surge past 120 and beyond. Now, if you take a look at the Fibonacci, guys, let me just kind of zoom out here and put this on a weekly time frame. Now, the Fibonacci will tell you it can get up to like $4.15, but that's like, mega bull run stuff. Personally, I don't know if it will make it that high. It would be very nice if it did. But, for me personally, I'm going to look to scale out of any crypto, basically, probably when it gets up to this blue line, and probably well before this, purple comes into play. So basically, I think this red zone right here would be a good selling point for most cryptos, because even if it goes up to the purple and this upper red, eventually it will come back down, guys. It's going to come back down. Maybe it'll make another higher low. It won't go down so low. It's not going to be, maybe 16 cents ever again, but maybe 25, for example, next bull run. So just be prepared for that, guys. These things will lose value. 95% of these will go down all through the bear market, and they're going to go super low, guys. Now, taking a look at Bitcoin, it is getting rejected. You can see here at 98,500. So yeah, if I zoom in, you can see, guys, this is just big resistance here. We cannot cross and hold even a daily candle above this weekly resistance. So remember, this weekly resistance is going to be stronger than one of these orange lines, which is a daily resistance in my charts, guys. So yeah, we have not really been up there since February 3rd. So that's like 2.5 weeks, guys. It's not looking good. I mean, but we are kind of getting a little bit higher candle right now, so we may close a candle, the highest we've closed a candle since the 5th, basically. So that's one positive. And yeah, we did find support, although, we are getting lower wicks. But now yesterday's wick wasn't so low, so maybe we are starting to, move back to the upside. We just have to wait and see, guys. I'm not going to turn on the RSI and the Stoke for this, but yeah, let's take a look at the total market cap, guys. Again, we're sandwiched between about 3.1 trillion and 3.19. So kind of like Bitcoin going sideways, lots of wicks up and down. Pretty much looks similar, if you compare. If we go back, you can look. It's pretty much similar, guys. Now, total market cap excluding Bitcoin, also very similar. There's a slight variation here and there. But yeah, again, rejected today by 1.25 trillion. We're sitting at 1.23 right now. We do need to break this. We're having a hard time breaking this. And dominance, guys. Like I said, these two blue lines, here was your top basically. So here's probably going to be your lower high. Now, so far, that's what it looks like. But we are kind of holding on to the bottom of this flag, where actually if I put this, I think on a 4-hour time frame, you may see this a little bit better. So let me do that real quick, and let's see if the internet will cooperate. It looks like it's starting to slow down, unfortunately. But anyways, it looks like we're getting another lower high, I would say here, and I'm not going to wait for this. Let's move on. Now, liquidation heat map. Mostly shorts have been, crushed in the last 24 hours, but it's only about 250 million wrecked at the moment, so it's not that much. And yeah, it's pretty tame, I would say. Nothing to worry about. Bitcoin quarterly returns looking a little better today. 5% on the quarter, which it's not that much compared to 2024 and 2023, even 2021. But we'll see. We still have about a month and a third basically left in the quarter. Now, February is looking a little bit better. We're just minus 4% now. We were as high as like minus 8 point something. But yeah, we are starting to come back down. So let's see. February is usually the best month in Bitcoin history, and we've only had 2 red months, and we're not that far red right now. Only 4%. That's nothing. So the fear and greed, 49 right now, guys. Right in the middle, neutral, basically. Yesterday we were in fear, though, so I don't want to see this heat up too much. So yeah, let's take a look at the altcoin season index. Now, I'm kind of surprised here that we are at 37. We have dipped quite a bit, and if we look at this, which is not refreshing, let me try to refresh it again. But yeah, I mean, we are really coming down, and actually no, we have pumped up a little bit. So yeah, maybe I needed to refresh that and look. But anyways, we are getting a little bit of a pump right now. But earlier today, we were down, here. So right on the edge, right on this line. So yeah, guys, still, this is not as high as we went, when we were all the way up here at 64.29. So let's see, guys, where this ends up today. But I still think this is just going to be a lower high. But I am really surprised to see a 37. So anyways, let's move on here. Bull market peak indicators, guys. Sell at the top. Still 0 from 30. 100% hold right now. So yeah, I mean, my bags are pumping a little bit, right now. And again, that's why I'm a little bit surprised to see altcoin season at a 37. Because yeah, my bags have gone up a little bit. But the best indicator I would say is the Pi cycle top indicator here. And yeah, you can see I've zoomed in here pretty much. I can zoom in a little bit further. Still not crossed, guys. We still have time. We were closer in June, like I always say, last year than we are right now. Now, today we did get some economic news. U.S. leading index, month over month, was pretty negative, but that was pretty much, the only news that we had today. We did have jobless claims, but I don't think there was a number here for that. Yeah, it didn't actually register in the Moodix app, but this is negative news, but I don't think it really affected the interest rate cuts. It's pretty much the same, guys. It's 97.5%. Still believe we're not getting a cut next month. We are just a little bit less than 1 month away. 2.5% are, leaving out some hope, but we'll see, guys. Now, this looks very nice, and so I'm not sure why we're at a 37 again on, the altcoin season index. Everything is really pumping, especially a lot of these new coins. Bera, IP, they're very new, guys. I sold these actually from the launch pool and airdrops and things. But anyways, Coinondo, if you want to stake Pyth, go there and type in Pyth, and you will have the few results for Pyth. There isn't really any good staking. I think I have all of my Pyth in Binance, so there's only 3.5% right now. It's flexible, so that's a good thing. And you do have a limit on your Pyth, but I don't think any of you listening to me have that much Pyth. Anyways, guys, if you like this video, I really appreciate it if you would share it with your friends, activate the bell, subscribe, and become a member and support the channel, guys. And I'm going to make more videos for you guys in the future. Thanks a lot.